November 2nd, 2019. UFC 244, Masvidal versus Diaz, New York, New York. The baddest motherfucker in the game, Nathan Diaz, puts a personal title on the line against Jorge Gamebred Masvidal as the main event at Madison Square Garden.
Can you just talk about preparing to this fight and how your mental state differs as opposed to fighting a big trash talker like Askren or McGregor?
Yeah, I heard him. I mean, when people talk shit, it is motivating because there's some dudes you're not going to lose to. And Askren is that dude I'm not losing on any universe to, you know? So the shit talking does help. Man, it just helps when the guy on the other side that you're fighting wants to hurt you and you know it. That's enough motivation for me right there.
Yeah, it's just like I train for every fight. There's really not a lot of trash going on in a lot of fights I'm in anyway, so it's just like normal. I'm just glad to have a worthy opponent and where I need to be in.
So, you know, when Nate did his interview that night, he basically said, this is for the baddest motherfucker in the game. So, he was defending the baddest motherfucker in the game. So, you know, this is one of those fights that after that interview, you know, it started to build a life of its own through the fans and the media. And we didn't seriously start talking about this fight till maybe a couple weeks later in a matchmaking meeting. And I said to my guys, listen, tell me if I'm crazy, but what do you think about us actually having a baddest motherfucker in the game belt? And my guys loved it, and we started talking about it. So I went in with the design team at UFC. Right. We started to design it, and I will physically have that belt when I come back to New York. It'll be ready.
Oh, it definitely has a special place. Not because it's an MSG, not just because the BMF title, not because so many other surrounding factors make this event one of the biggest events of UFC history. It's just because the guy that I'm fighting. If I was fighting him in a parking lot, if I was fighting him in his backyard, man, to me, it's always the fighter, the guy that I got to cross that makes my moment. It's like, yes, you know, and it's not from a disrespectful place or nothing, but it's like a chess player that wouldn't want to play chess with somebody like me because I'm a novice, would want to challenge himself and play the best player of all time. It's the same thing. I want to fight the greatest guys of my generation and hurt him.
How cautious do you guys the most submissions from bottom in UFC history? If there's a situation where you're on top, how cautious are you?
I gotta be cautious always, you know. That's one of his strong points is being off his back, landing submissions. But then again, I come from the world's best gym, and I firmly believe that. I've been saying that for years. We got animals over there on the regular, guys that nobody's ever heard of that are just insane off their back. So I'm not too worried about me getting in trouble if I'm on top of him, especially if the strikes are loud. Is the strikes and elbows allowed in this one?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, I'll be all right.
Jorge Masvidal wins via TKO at the end of the third round when the cage-side doctor stops the fight due to cuts over Nate Diaz's eyes.
If the fight wasn't going to get stopped, what was going to be your game plan for the fourth and fifth round?
Well, I swear to God, I initially was like, man, I hope I haven't been running because my confidence wasn't as high as it is because I'm running and I'm putting these miles that people can't keep up with, except for Jose and Allen. but when I'm like that, I could go 95% for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So this time there was like little bump ups of how hard I was gonna like tell myself, okay, ease up.